So the Dallas Mavericks are now looking to trade Klay.
Actually 5 or 10 minutes away from the practice facility in Hermosa Beach. So everything was perfect for him to finish his career here. His family's here, his nephew and niece are here. He could see them grow up for the next few years together. They can come to his games. So I thought it was the perfect situation for him to finish his career here. And it sounded like he was leaning that way. And then when we hung up the phone, and then the next thing I knew, he was gonna talk to Luka and Kyrie. He's a good friend of Kyrie's, and they convinced him to come to Dallas.
Klay Thompson. The whole basketball world froze for a moment when LeBron James dropped a shocking announcement. Klay Thompson is officially joining the Lakers.
Know how the man feels, but obviously people have feelings, and people's feelings get hurt, even if they're called a bad word. I guess his feelings just got hurt.
Fans went wild instantly, and instead of clearing things up, this move opened a whole new box of questions that nobody saw coming. So what's really hiding behind this trade? Let's break this down. This isn't just some random move, this is a perfect storm years in the making. For years, the whispers about Klay Thompson possibly landing with the Lakers kept bouncing around NBA circles.
Fair to Klay. To be fair to Klay, he notoriously won start seasons cold.
Weren't the usual
right?
off-season
and then
rumors that
they are running their offense
These had
through an 18-year-old power forward. That's not helping anybody. No one's scoring well for
in the summer of 2024, when he was deciding his next move after a tense, awkward exit from the Golden State Warriors. And here's where it gets real. At that time, the Lakers were a serious contender, reportedly ready to offer him a bigger bag than what he ended up taking from the Mavericks. Just think about that. The Lakers were prepared to hand him more money, and he still chose Dallas. Why would anyone turn that down? We'll get to that soon, but trust, the reason wasn't just basketball or cash. It was personal. Klay's father, Michael Thompson, a former Laker and current broadcaster, reportedly pushed
So
for him to
the
join
Dallas
franchise.
Mavericks are
Imagine
now
your own
looking
dad,
to
someone who
trade
played
Klay
for and
Thompson.
works for the team,
Not happening.
telling you, this is where you should finish your career. That kind of influence hits different. But it didn't stop there, because LeBron James himself called Klay directly to recruit him. LeBron James, the same man who battled with Thompson in 4 straight NBA Finals. Who clashed with the Warriors dynasty, picked up the phone and said, "Hey Klay, come play with me in LA."
He averaged
That's not a
20
small
points per
gesture.
game coming
That's
back off an
respect at the highest
ACL and an
level.
Achilles tear.
LeBron doesn't make
and
those
went.
calls for just anyone. But Klay still chose Dallas, drawn in by the chance to chase another championship next to Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, along with the extra financial benefit of playing in a state with no income tax. Lakers fans were crushed, especially because Klay is a California kid, and the idea of him suiting up in purple and gold just felt perfect. His boat is literally docked in Marina del Rey, and his home is minutes away from the Lakers' practice facility in Hermosa Beach. Everything pointed straight to LA, but even after he chose Dallas, the door to LA never fully
based
shut.
on what he's doing,
And now,
how many?
with everything
It has
crashing
to be
down
in the
Dallas,
single
those
single.
old rumors have burst back to life and turned into a real mid-season trade possibility. Fast forward to the early weeks of the 2025-26 season, and everything has changed. Thompson has struggled, Dallas is falling apart on both ends, and the Mavericks are hovering around the middle of the league with no real identity. They brought Klay in to be that missing piece, a veteran sniper who could stretch the floor, and instead they got a messy fit that doesn't line up with their system at all. This isn't just some small adjustment period. This is a full-blown mismatch between expectations and reality. Things have gotten so rough that front office insiders say Dallas is open to hearing offers before the February deadline. They signed this man just months ago, and now they're ready to move on. That tells you everything about how sideways this situation has gone.
I know how hard it is to come back from.
Some reports even say it's no secret that Nico Harrison and the Mavericks
Like I've
front
literally,
office
like
will
it's been,
explore
I
Klay
tore my
Thompson's
Achilles.
trade
I'm
value
29
before
years
the
old
deadline.
right now. I
If
tore
the
my
front office
Achilles when I
plans
was
start leaking
25.
like
I'm
that,
still not right.
You know it's real trouble. But here's the twist that makes this story even more interesting. From a basketball standpoint, analysts believe Thompson's background, thriving under pressure and moving without the ball, might shine again in Los Angeles. The Lakers' system, built around LeBron's passing and Anthony Davis's interior firepower, gives shooters clean looks and more space than they've seen in years. That's the kind of environment where Klay used to destroy teams. Look at the difference. In Dallas, everything runs through Luka or Kyrie. It's a heliocentric setup. One or two guys create everything. In Golden State, Klay lived in a motion-heavy offense with constant movement, screens, and energy. The Lakers could bring him something closer to that rhythm. Less pressure, more freedom, more space. exactly what he needs right now.
He got benched the other day, and then footage comes out yesterday
Fans everywhere
of
throwing
him
out
picking Meg up at the airport.
Twitter,
my
Instagram,
boo,
Reddit,
my boo.
You name it. Everyone's suddenly an armchair GM, and honestly, some of their proposals actually make sense. One popular idea floating around involves a multiplayer swap that helps both squads. Some discussions pair Thompson with Daniel Gafford, a big man who could instantly boost the Lakers' rim protection, in exchange for assets like Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, or even Dalton Knecht. Reeves, known for his toughness and smart playmaking, would bring Dallas a young spark with upside. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt's defensive versatility could help Dallas fix major weaknesses on that end. These trade ideas aren't slipping by without drama. Critics are already calling out the Lakers front office for even considering giving up young talent for a veteran some label as beyond washed, questioning if adding Thompson would truly lift a roster already dealing with injuries and non-stop lineup changes. The skepticism is loud, but supporters fire back with a real argument, and it actually makes sense. Thompson's contract isn't wild, and if he finds his rhythm again back on the West Coast, he could give the Lakers the spacing they've been begging for, especially when the playoffs hit and every possession gets tight. In big moments, experience matters. We're talking about a four-time champion, a player who delivered some of the biggest shots the league has ever seen.
The Warriors didn't want to keep him.
Someone who understands pressure better than most players in the league. So the question becomes simple. Are we seeing the real Klay Thompson in Dallas right now? Or is he just stuck playing the wrong role in the wrong system with the wrong responsibilities? Because that changes everything. If he's just misplaced in the Mavericks setup, the Lakers might sneak away with a steal. But if this version of Klay is who he truly is now at 35, after battling brutal ACL and Achilles injuries, then trading young pieces for him would be a major misstep for Los Angeles. This is a gamble with real consequences, so you can't ignore the bigger picture. And this is where it's time to slow down and actually look at what's happening in Dallas, because the context matters more than people think. You can't break down Klay's struggles without breaking down the entire Mavericks situation. The Dallas disaster, understanding why Thompson is falling apart. Now that we've covered the history and the rumors, we need to face the biggest issue in front of us. Klay Thompson's performance with the Mavericks. And let's be real, it hasn't just been rough, it's been flat-out brutal. That's not exaggeration, that's just facts. Let me paint the scene. Thompson's fit in Dallas has been clunky from day one, and the team around him isn't helping much either. Mediocre play, defensive mistakes, confused rotations. Dallas has been stuck in neutral, but calling it rocky almost feels too soft. The truth is, this has turned into some historically ugly basketball on both sides of the court. On paper, this season was supposed to be about Thompson adjusting and finding his place. Instead, he's been stuck in a loop of inconsistency. The numbers speak for themselves, around 27% shooting from the field. 27%. This is a man who built his entire career on being one of the smoothest, most reliable shooters to ever hold a basketball. This is the same player who once dropped 37 in one quarter and hit 14 threes in a single game. Now he can't buy a bucket. But to be fair, we need context, because percentages never tell the whole truth. Klay is known for starting seasons cold, and Dallas has been running their offense through an 18-year-old power forward, which has thrown off the flow for everybody. Nobody on the Mavericks is scoring efficiently. This isn't just a Klay Thompson crisis, it's a whole Mavericks system collapse. Jason Kidd and his coaching staff have been scrambling, trying different rotations, even bringing Klay off the bench to manage his workload and slowly reintegrate him. And that move, while logical, is still tough to swallow. Imagine telling Klay Thompson, a five-time All-Star and future Hall of Famer, that he's coming off the bench. That's a mental hit that can shake any veteran, especially one with his resume. Zoom out even more, and Dallas's problems look even bigger. The 2025-26 Mavericks season has turned into a cautionary tale. Expectations sky high after a finals run, but reality crashing down harder than anyone expected. This was supposed to be a revamped squad ready to dominate. Instead, their offense has fallen apart, full of broken sets, missed reads, and a rhythm that never shows up. Plays that should look clean end up messy, and players constantly look like they're on different pages. Even Mavericks legend Dirk Nowitzki has spoken publicly about the struggles, pointing out how tough it is to watch a team miss open shots and lose focus late in games. When someone like Dirk calls it out, you know it's real. And to understand Klay's trade value, you have to look at his contract. He signed a 3-year deal worth around $50 million as part of a multi-team sign and trade that brought him to Dallas. That move sent pieces like Josh Green out and brought in draft picks in return. It wasn't a small investment, and now the Mavericks are stuck deciding whether to double down or cut their losses. This contract was built to give Dallas some wiggle room while still locking in a veteran presence. The structure is actually pretty team-friendly, with the deal being front-loaded so the later years don't crush a team's salary sheet. His yearly number sits in the mid-teens, which means any team making a move for him wouldn't be swallowing some giant impossible contract. They'd be taking in a short-term vet on a manageable deal that won't wreck the books. But here's the tough truth. Thompson's trade value is a mix of reputation, leadership, and championship experience. But it's weighed down by age and the NBA's strict salary matching rules. Teams know exactly what they're getting and exactly what they're risking. So the big question spills out. What went wrong? How did we go from Klay Thompson being one of the most wanted free agents in 2024 to the Mavericks quietly putting him on the trade block just months later? That fall-off didn't happen overnight. A huge part of the answer comes from the injuries that reshaped his career. At 35, with both an ACL tear and an Achilles tear behind him, the physical toll is impossible to ignore. These aren't minor setbacks. These are injuries that change careers and end them for most players. Coming back at a high level from even one of them is rare. Coming back from both is almost unheard of. Yes, aging happens to every veteran. And yes, Thompson has dealt with shifting roles and minutes for years. But what we're seeing in Dallas goes way deeper than normal decline. This looks like a player who hasn't just lost a step, he may have lost several. His lateral mobility on defense, once good enough to survive matchups, has dropped off sharply. His lift on his jumper isn't the same. His ability to get separation, already limited earlier in his career, is almost gone now. Recently, Thompson even missed a game with an illness, adding another speed bump to an already rocky adjustment period. The Mavericks had to lean on younger, more flexible players, and even when he's on the floor, his impact has been inconsistent. There are flashes of the old Klay, quick release, confidence, rhythm, but those moments get buried under long stretches where he barely makes a dent in the game. And now we've got something else floating around social media. Footage of him at an airport, personal life stuff that we won't dig into. But it sparked conversations. Fair or not, when a player struggles on the court and distractions pop up off it, people start connecting dots that may or may not be real. Fans jump to conclusions fast. The whole thing feels like a collision of bad timing. Dallas is struggling. Thompson is struggling. The Lakers have holes he could fill. And Klay's California roots make this situation feel like it's headed in one direction. But to figure out whether the move even makes sense for Los Angeles, we have to understand what the Lakers are dealing with right now. The LeBron factor and the Lakers dilemma. This is where everything comes together. Because make no mistake, if Klay Thompson ends up in purple and gold, LeBron James will be a massive reason why. His influence, vision, and pull inside the organization shape everything around that franchise. Now let's look at LeBron's current situation because it matters more than anything else. LeBron is still one of the most powerful figures in basketball, not just for his play, but for his business sense, his longevity, and the way he sets narratives in the league. But this season, he's dealing with sciatica in his lower back, a condition that has kept him out since the start of the 2025-26 campaign. That's major. Recent updates say he's finally cleared for contact and will be reevaluated in the coming weeks, targeting a mid-November return if everything goes right. That timeline matters because it means LeBron is watching every game from the sidelines while the Lakers try to find their identity without him. And trust, he's studying every detail, every weakness, every missing piece this team has before making his comeback. But LeBron's influence goes way beyond the court. As the unofficial architect of the roster, he uses his connections, his player relationships, and his agency ties to shape how the Lakers operate. When he wants pieces moved, it gets attention. When he wants someone added, it gets discussed. His voice carries weight inside that building. Clutch Sports, run by Rich Paul, LeBron's close associate, has always moved with purpose, pushing for moves that fit LeBron's championship vision. This isn't rumor talk or wild theories. This is how the league operates at the highest level. Superstars with LeBron's resume and longevity have real influence when it comes to shaping a roster. And this is exactly where the Klay Thompson connection gets crazy interesting. Their history goes back to those legendary finals battles, James's Cavaliers against Thompson's Warriors, series that felt like heavyweight wars for basketball dominance. These weren't just playoff matchups, they were showdowns that took over the entire sports world. One of the most unforgettable moments came during the 2016 finals, after Game 4, when the Warriors were up 3-1. Thompson dropped that now famous line in the interview room. I guess he got his feelings hurt, aimed at LeBron's frustration during a tense exchange on the court. That deadpan comment blew up instantly and fueled the debate between James's fiery approach and the Warriors' cool swagger. What happened after that is part of NBA history. Cleveland roared back from 3-1 to win the series, claiming the franchise's first-ever championship and giving LeBron one of the biggest wins of his career. But what many people overlook is how that rivalry eventually evolved. By the time the 2017 and 2018 finals rolled around, both Warriors wins. The respect between the two grew even deeper. Thompson openly praised LeBron, calling him one of the toughest players he ever guarded, and mentioning him alongside Kevin Durant and Kobe Bryant as elite all-around threats. That level of respect never faded. Now here's where things tie together, the recruitment angle. During the summer of 2024, right after his rocky exit from the Warriors, LeBron personally reached out to try bringing Thompson to the Lakers. Reports said Thompson was genuinely interested in teaming up with LeBron and Anthony Davis, especially with the chance to chase another title back home in California. So here's the real question. If LeBron wanted Klay back then, and Klay said no, would LeBron still want him now after how badly things have gone in Dallas? That's the million-dollar decision, and the answer depends on whether the Lakers believe Klay's struggles are situational or permanent. To understand that, we need to look at what the Lakers actually need. This roster is constantly searching for balance, better spacing, more reliable defense, and guys who don't need the ball in their hands to be useful. They need wings who can guard, hit shots, and stay solid without messing with the star's flow. On paper, Thompson checks some of those boxes. He's a career 41% three-point shooter with legendary playoff moments, a champion with real experience. The idea is simple. Put him in Los Angeles, away from Dallas's one creator-dominant offense, surround him with LeBron and AD, and maybe he gets that old spark back. But here's the tough truth. The Lakers might have avoided a major setback when Thompson turned down their offer in 2024. If they had landed him on the deal they reportedly offered, they'd now be locked into an aging player with declining impact on a multi-year contract. That could have handcuffed the front office. And right now, salary cap pressure makes everything even tighter. The Lakers are operating near the limit with their commitments to high-earning stars and key role players. There's no space for big signings without sending money out. Any trade for Thompson would require salary matching, which is why names like Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, or Dalton Knecht get thrown into every rumor. But Lakers fans need to ask themselves something real. Would you rather keep Austin Reeves, a 26-year-old still improving, or trade him for a 35-year-old Thompson whose production has dipped? Would you move Jared Vanderbilt's defensive versatility for a shooter who's been inconsistent recently? These aren't easy decisions. Social media is split right down the middle. Some fans want nothing to do with the Thompson deal, pointing to his slow start in Dallas as proof that he's no longer the same elite shooter who once lit up defenses. They argue the Lakers should chase youth or explore other targets instead of reaching into the past. Others lean into the nostalgia, imagining Thompson as an energy spark off the bench who would benefit from LeBron's playmaking and the open looks it creates. The debate is everywhere: trade machines, fan pages, group chats, and long threads on X. Some people say the Lakers should have signed him years ago, while others say turning him down now is the smarter play. So here's my take, and I'll say it straight. A Klay Thompson trade to the Lakers would be a mistake, not because Klay can't hoop and not because the fit is terrible, but because of what the Lakers would have to give up to get him. The championship window with LeBron is shrinking fast, and every asset matters right now. Trading a young, ascending player like Reeves for an aging veteran doesn't align with winning strategy. But yes, there's a but. If the Lakers could get Thompson for minimal pieces. If Dallas is so ready to move him that they'd accept expiring deals or a couple of second-round picks, then the gamble becomes interesting. In that scenario, the upside is real. Klay could rediscover his rhythm in the right environment and turn into a sneaky good playoff weapon as the Lakers chase banner number 18. And never ignore the LeBron factor. He has always admired Thompson's shooting and calm under pressure. If LeBron believes Klay can help them win, Rob Pelinka will pay attention. That's just how things operate with LeBron in the building. The question is whether the Lakers should listen, because bringing Klay Thompson home would be emotional, nostalgic, and great for storylines. It would generate massive attention. But none of that matters unless it actually makes the team better. Would it improve their title chances? Would it push them closer to contending? That's the real question the Lakers must answer as the trade deadline approaches. Because the decision will determine whether LeBron James and Klay Thompson, two competitors who fought each other in some of the greatest finals battles ever, finish their careers as teammates wearing purple and gold. Only time will tell. But one thing is guaranteed: this story is going to be watched closely for months. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.